Hello my friends and welcome to today's tarot reading. This is a general daily reading for all signs, but the sign that you're here probably means that there is a special message for you, so thank you so much for joining me today. Now today is the 29th of July 2022. It is a Friday, the day of Venus, and today we have Jupiter retrograde in Aries fully until October the 28th. So Jupiter in Aries wants us to advance our education and also wants us to advance our physicality to connect with our full potential. So the material kind of output of our being and our potential, how we can communicate to others and with ourselves as well. So there's a sense of you being able to really embody yourself. If you've been thinking about doing like an exercise program or anything like that to strengthen your body, then I would say that this is a really good time to do it. And then also monitor how your progress is until October. See how it goes. Just give it until October. What's that? We've got August, because we're almost at the end of July, September, October. That's 3 months. 3 months to just give it your all, to really see and just see what happens. See if you can actually gain some improvement. If this is something you've been thinking about, it's a really good time to go for it. So yeah, because any way that we connect with our body is a way of purifying our mind and literally not just exercising but exorcising any kind of negative thought patterns, behaviors, stuff like that. Things that we can connect with within our body enables us to kind of disconnect from our mind and the kind of treadmill that we have. So use this time in a really great way. It's going to be good as well for any kind of education to come in, so for you to learn something new. Okay, I'm reading with the Golden Thread Tarot. Let's see what the cards have to say today. So we've got the Nine of Cups reversed. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I feel that. Okay. The Spirit, what messages would you like to communicate to the collective today? And the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. The Eight of Swords reversed. Everything's reversed. Wow. There's only one card that's not. The Star. The Six of Cups reversed. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like we've got a family situation going on here. I see two situations, but let me just see. Yeah, one more. Okay, I'll leave that. Wow, so it almost seems like someone's taken a step to moving out of a situation. And it's annoyed a lot of people, and I've just dropped all of the cards. Yeah, it seems to have annoyed a lot of people. They're not very happy about the decision that's been made. It's very interesting. It could be father, mother, child kind of dynamic. Because there's a wish hasn't been made, a wish hasn't come true, some kind of like a fulfillment, but also like there's a sense of, do you know what I get? Yeah, it's almost like there's someone that's breaking out of a system, someone that's breaking out of some kind of norm. So you could be in a family, you could be in a work dynamic, it could be with friends as well. And also I see this in a sense of personality as well. So the first thing that's coming to me is in regards to the personality. Now, emotions are running high. As I said, like many times before, every time I see the King of Cups reversed, I think of Poseidon when he's really angry, the Greek god Poseidon, or Neptune, in the Roman mythology. It's just I feel that, you know, he's all over the place. The stability is all over the place. We've also got like the Queen of Pentacles. Stability is all over the place. There's a kind of like a real kind of like, what am I going to do? But it seems to me that you've made it, that there's a movement that's been made, because this Knight of Pentacles is like, right, I'm not satisfied with this sense of stability and I need to move out of this. I'm not happy with what I've got. I'm not happy with what I have. My wish didn't come true, you know, what I want, but I mean, there's also this sense of a wish that didn't come true, but also if we look at the traditional meaning of the Nine of Cups, which was before I even, you know, it's only since I started watching YouTube videos, so in the last year, that I've seen that this is known really as the wish card. Before I kind of saw it as somebody that was quite proud of what they had. You know, he's sitting there in this really lavish chair. Also, when you've got the Nine of Pentacles, it's that sense that, you know, you have a lady that's with in the traditional Rider-Waite, you have a lady that's with a bird that's looking very all right, like she's looking quite demure. Turn those two around and then you see that this is a breakage of, this is not good enough for me. This is not what I want anymore. This sense of stability is not something that I really can survive in. I want something different. I want something that's not, you know, that's not this. It seems like there's been some bad memories that's been happening here, which is why I kind of say, like, you know, I know this is really not going to apply to many people, but it's just a metaphor. But I really get like somebody who's been born in privilege, somebody who's had like a sense of like stability in their home and their family life. And they're like, no, I want to do something different. And it's actually like a freedom. It's a liberation. It's a real liberation of thought. Believing that you have to do something. So for example, if you believe that you have to go and be a doctor or a nurse or something like that, or a lawyer because people tell you that they've got to do that, or maybe that they're living through you, then you have to move out of that because it's not giving you the you know, you've got to go and make some new memories, because it's not been a nice situation at all. That's in person. So in the sense of your own personal dynamic, that's about you breaking out of constraints and beliefs, negative beliefs about how you think that you should be within a certain context, within a certain way, within a certain say for example, you've decided to go and be a, you know, I don't know, it's just coming up to mind, like a doctor or something like that, and you want to go and do some research in a really obscure field because this is something you feel that there's something exciting there, but then you know, there may be like pressures for you to stay with something that's more traditional because you know that that's something that's more secure, and yet you want to break out of that, and you kind of been staying in this kind of like like this you know, these two particularly, like, they feel like prison cards. They feel like cards that kept you in like this kind of like locked kind of space. In the context of other cards, they might not be, but in this one, in this context, there's been like a stagnancy. There's been a sense of like, you know, I've had to like, I'm a Buddhist. I'm not a Buddhist, but I do follow Buddhist. I'm a Vipassana meditator. Let's just put it that way. So I study a lot of Siddhartha Gautama's like life texts and so on. And one of the stories of him was that when he was born a prince, he was born into royalty, and then he realized that his father was trying to stop him from seeing anything negative in the world, and actually walled him in within the gates of the palace. And then he sneaked out of the palace to see what misery truly was outside the palace gates, and that's when he decided. He went out twice, and then he decided to leave on the second time, because the second time he saw death for the first time. So because of that realization, he realized that he needed to experience other things. He needed to find out for himself. There was no way that he could keep within the walled gates, the constraints, even though he had everything he wanted. He had money, he had women, he had food, he had everything that he wanted, everything that he could have ever wanted. But that, you know, he gave it all up to become a beggar in order for him to like find out who he truly was and become enlightened. Now, in that space of understanding, I feel that that's something that is happening here. I really do. There are two kind of oppressive characters, which I'm feeling that there's a sense of them feeling that they're coming from a space of lack. So it could be parents that you know, didn't have the same opportunities that their child has. That's what I see. It could also be in a work situation. as well. That's why I think it's like either family or work, but I feel like it's moving towards this hopeful situation. In terms of you, if you're not in that situation at all, this could be like the male and female part of you saying to you, you know, there's kind of like a bit of a madness going on with the male, which is interesting. We've got male with the water, and then we've got female with the earth. Not to say that Mother Earth isn't that, but like the King of Pentacles is a little bit more kind of, you know, more of a stable character, whereas like, and also the Queen of Cups is like they're let's say they're benefited within those sorry, I thought I just heard a noise, within those elements, whereas in these elements they're not, it's harder to work within them. So you've already got something going on there, and then you've also got this sense of like that they're reversed. So they're going through their own battles, and it seems to me like they're living through someone else. So sorry, excuse me. I'm just going to check what that noise is because it's just freaking me out. Sorry about that, my friends. My next door neighbours started a big fire next door, and the fire here goes out. Anyway. So, yeah, let's see. I just want to just pick another card. Just check something. Thank you. Seven of Wands, reversed. So, yeah, it's the shadows of the past. It's interesting because the 7 upright is kind of showing me that there's an ability. Interesting. Yeah, it's almost like the ghosts of the past. This could be ancestral trauma for some of you that aren't directly in contact with with your family. This could be negative patterns from, yeah, it's interesting actually. It could be negative patterns from like the family that are coming into effect, or there may be repercussions that are occurring. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay, let's see how we're going to deal with this. That one came out first, so I'm going to go with that. I consume only my fair share. And it was reversed. I saw this card and I thought that looks a bit Bowie-esque. But it's interesting how we have the Ouroboros and we also have the triangle. I consume only my fair share. I think there's a realization that it's interesting how I referred to the story of Gautama Siddhartha, Buddha. Because, you know, there's that sense of, you know, having so much that you've actually got to kind of detox it. So that, I think that's what the message is for today. You have to do a bit of a detox. Like in terms of what you're consuming, you have to step back from what you are, you know, from what you are taking in. Because if you're taking in the opinions of other people, that's really toxic, you know. It's about you, and you also lose sense of yourself. I don't know, for some of you that are Libras, I know that like I had a Libra boyfriend, and it was really difficult for him to make a decision. And I've never experienced anything like that before with Libras. And it was my first taste of understanding the absolute pain of what a Libra goes through when they're trying to weigh up everything. I personally just can't understand it because, you know, I'm just like, just get on, make a decision. But like, you know, and also because I've taught myself that, you know, we only have a certain amount of decision-making juice a day. So we go to sleep, wake up, and we have this certain amount of it each day. And if we don't make decisions quickly, and even if we're wrong, it's okay, right? But this is where our internal guidance system comes in. So for example, if I think I'm going to regret a decision, then I do it regardless of the outcome, and then I find out. If I don't feel like it's the right decision, then I'm, you know, but if my internal guidance system kind of gives me that you know, it kind of like makes me think, oh no, I can't even think about doing that. But then I kind of walk away and I say it's a no. So yeah, I would rather do that. So that sense of decision making will give you the opportunity. So for example, like, you know, should I eat that other bit of cake? I'm hungry, but let me just wait a little bit longer. Let me see what happens if I wait a little bit longer. Let me see. And that sense of detoxing is really, really useful. Saying that though, I've just had 10 days where I've fasted for a lot, so it's come to me quite easily. Not to say that I'm not, like, you know, consuming still. I am consuming more than I did, but when I was on that course, my calorie intake went down to like 1,000 a day, because you only had breakfast and lunch, and they were at 6 a.m. or 6:30, no, 6 a.m. and 11 o'clock. So the whole rest of the day, so 16 hours, you didn't have anything else to eat, nothing else. So that gave me an idea. And also I didn't have my phone. I didn't, you know, I wasn't consuming anything. There was no media, there was nothing. There was just me. And that gave me an idea of what, you know, how much really that we consume, even just by walking down the street, just by looking at different people, different things, hearing different things. It's all a sense of consuming, of engaging in everything, you know, and just those moments where you have just to yourself, where you don't have anything and you're just with who you are. I think that those moments are so precious, and the more that you can get of those, or the more that you will be in tune with yourself and be able to be like really kind of with yourself. So I think that's the message for today. And definitely with the star energy, totally with the star energy. The star energy is of that peace and mediation. And look, vulnerability, absolute vulnerability. The hermit is more towards like actually doing it towards a goal, whereas the star is just about being. It's just about allowing, about letting. You're not even balancing anything. You're just being there. You're just being the star. So that's the energy for today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Really nice reading to kind of like just give that calming energy, which is, you know, kind of synonymous with the idea of Friday and love, and giving love to each other and to ourselves, more importantly to ourselves, because then we can go on to love each other. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for listening, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Take care, my darlings. Have a beautiful day. Bye.